What's going on, everybody? Good morning, happy Sunday. And again, you may have come here expecting a certain kind of video, and now you're sitting there watching a different kind of video. You were expecting maybe more rookie evaluations. It is coming, but yesterday the Seahawks had another day of rookie minicamp, and since the minicamp was only 2 days, I figured why not make another video about what we heard passed along from the VMAC yesterday rather than do rookie evaluations that we have the whole off season to do, right? Like there's no hurry on getting these evaluations out. So the Tyrese Knight videos have been pushed back to probably tomorrow. I don't know what could possibly happen today or tomorrow morning that would push it beyond that, but we're going to get to Tyrese Knight soon. But I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about this rookie minicamp because it's just a 2-day thing, just to give the rookies a little bit of a leg up, just to give them a little bit of an opportunity to show what they got. And since it's only a couple days, may as well go ahead and cover it as much as we can. The one concrete thing that we got from the second day was a signing, and it was Buddha Jones. Buddha Jones went out to the rookie minicamp as a tryout, to be clear. He did not have a contract. He was just one of our many invites. And he showed up and showed out, and the team decided to offer him a contract. Now, I assume it's a UDFA contract because that's what he is, an undrafted free agent. Troy Trojan, defensive tackle Buddha Jones. Looks to me to be probably a 3-tech. He had 35 bench press reps at 225 pounds. That's pretty good. I don't really know too much about him, but this is kind of an underdog story now, right? Because making the team in any capacity as a rookie minicamp tryout is notable. And granted, he has a long way to go to actually make the team or even the practice squad, but you had to do something good to make even this level of an impact on the coaching staff. So my understanding is that we now have one open roster spot. It might go to another one of the rookie tryout guys. It might go to some veteran free agent that we're kicking the tires on. There are still plenty of guys out there if we want to do that. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but Buddha Jones is now a Seahawk. He may just be a camp body, but he's making a good impression. So that was the main concrete actionable thing from day 2 of rookie minicamp. Going over a few other things that we learned from yesterday's minicamp session. Mike McDonald spoke about how it was a better day for the offense, which you would expect. The offense is the side of the ball that tends to start out poorly and then get better as the offseason goes along, because that's the side of the ball that needs to learn plays. That's the side of the ball that needs to learn how to work together. And the defense, they have some of that too, but I think that when both sides are just getting acclimated, the defense has an advantage. So one thing that McDonald drew attention to was that the first day, the offense wasn't very good. The quarterback play was poor. They had Tua's brother, and they had the San Jose State guy, and I think they had one other guy as well, Corey. I can't remember his last name, but he's been here before. He was one of the guys who has a little bit of NFL experience, and none of them looked very good. And then the second day, they looked better. They made some plays, and the offensive line looked more in sync with each other, and that's obviously a huge part of the offensive line. They need to be comfortable with each other. They need to trust each other. They need to be on the same band, and the more experience they get together, the more you are going to see that. So it makes sense that time would allow those guys to work together. So the offense looked better on Saturday than it did on Friday, which makes sense. Still not really getting the sense that any of the quarterbacks that we have are going to threaten for that practice squad spot. Maybe Tua's brother, if I had to pick one guy. The other Tungla Viola kid, but I still feel like we're gonna go get somebody who's a little bit more of a NFL veteran who maybe has done a little something in the league before, because that practice squad quarterback matters a little bit more now because of the Brock Purdy rule. So offense looked better. We also had McDonald go deep, a little bit deep on the Byron Murphy experience. He actually offered up some interesting evaluations of what he saw from Byron Murphy from these two minicamp sessions. Greg Bell has the tweet here. He shows all the bend and the strength at the point of attack and acceleration. Need to get in a little bit better shape so we can get through a whole practice and fall around and fly around like we expect him to. So this comment was continued in this next tweet by Greg Bell, but he understands that just like the rest of these guys, it's so hard to stay in this elite shape the way the calendar is set up. So he'll get there, but we'll be pushing them in the meantime. So I think the thing that really stands out here is that Mike McDonald's only been here for, well, really, in effect, in terms of things that are actually like happening on the field, he's been here for 2 days, and we've already heard him being willing to critique a player, even though the critique is mostly meaningless, right? He straight up says he needs to get in better shape so he can get through a whole practice and not get worn out by the end of practice or not have to take reps off or anything like that. Like it feels like you didn't hear stuff like that from Pete Carroll that often, and when you did, it meant he was really angry. But I do find it very interesting that one of the first things McDonald does is he offers some honest criticism, and he's not being Bill Parcells here. He's not being overly critical or unfair or anything. He does go on to make it clear that it's not really something that he blames him for. Texas finished playing their football in January. Actually, I think it was, January 1st. And Byron Murphy hasn't been going pedal to the metal over the last several months because why would you? You have your pro day, you have the combine, and then other than that, you're not going to be in the best shape because other than those two events, things are chill. You've got a few months to chill after the season ends, and that's where we are right now. So it doesn't sound like a concern or anything, but he definitely praised his bend, he praised his strength, and those are the things that are going to be really key here. They showed a lot of video clips at the VMAC from Byron Murphy's work, and he's looking good out there. Nothing bad to say about that so far. Curtis Crabtree passed this along, which I find very interesting. On the second day, Christian Haynes got some reps at left guard, and Mike Jarrell got some reps at right guard. So Christian Haynes, who has played every snap of his career at UConn at right guard, got a little bit of work at left guard yesterday, which fundamentally it can work. Theoretically, it can work. He has the athletic ability to move like a left guard. So I don't mind them trying it, and I'm not going to mind too much if they do it. I'm aware of the fact that it can go wrong, but I would much rather do this than do what we did with Damian Lewis, where the player clearly didn't have the ideal skill set for it, especially in your offense, and you did it anyway. Christian Haynes is not like that. At least he has the skill set. And building some flexibility in with these players is not a bad thing. Like last year, you had some players on our offensive line play multiple positions during the season. That could happen again this year. Gerald playing guard is... I'm a little less sure that's going to work out. Then again, Gerald's a long shot to be anything in this league because he is such a raw prospect at this point. But I do suspect that Gerald is going to have to develop a tremendous amount of flexibility just to have a chance to make a roster here because he is such a... I mean, a lot of people have been saying, like, oh, he had plenty of offers from Big 5 colleges or Power 5 schools, and he turned them down because he wanted to stay at Findlay, which, I good for him, I guess, but it's hard for me to believe that Gerald has an easy path to making the roster, so I guess him moving around makes sense, but at the same time, he looks like a tackle to me, and I imagine that if he'll have any success in the NFL, it'll be probably at tackle. Also, DJ James played at nickel cornerback, which I don't know what else he's going to be able to do in the NFL, so that's good. I think DJ James is a pure nickel corner in the NFL. He's just a little too small, and his arms are too short to play on the outside, probably. So that's good. And final thing that I'm sorry. This actually just kind of reiterates the stuff from Michael Jarrell, played at guard as well as tackle. So that's really about all we got from training camp. It looks like so it was not as meaty as the first day, which makes sense. It's the first day is always going to be a little more compelling, but yeah, that's your rookie minicamp. It's just a 2 day thing, and then I think it's like 2 weeks, a little bit more than 2 weeks before we get back to it. And it's going to be a slow build up until we actually get to full on training camp. All right. So that's really all I heard. I think that AJ Barner didn't practice today again, to my knowledge, but I didn't hear a lot about that either way. There was more talk about like music being played at the VMAC, which again, just kind of interest more trivia rather than anything that is educational yet. And that's about all we got. I mean, it's the rookie minicamp. The veterans, with one or two exceptions, are not here yet, so there's a very limited pool that you can draw from. So I'm I just really want to see what happens at this guard with this guard situation. Who starts at left, who starts at right? That is going to be, I think, the most fascinating offseason subplot. And if we don't get that right, that's going to be really disappointing because it was clearly a big problem last year. And while we have done some things to make it good long term, if we can't make it at least workable in the short term, it's going to be a little bit of a killer. All right, I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Let me know what you think down below. I'm going to make another video later today at some point. I actually did something fun last night, and I'll probably make a video about it later today. But I'm going to hold off on the details until later.